guys, I am back. This is the Q&A part 2, continuing off of my last video. I had so many questions and I kind of misjudged how many questions I had to answer. So I'm going to just kind of keep going here and hopefully we can cover a lot of ground. And before I get started, this is my Tink by Bonnie Brown. Her name is Ada and she is reborn by Julia Homa. Is she not the most adorable thing ever? I love this baby. Every time I see her, I kind of like fall back in love with her again. She is one of my favorites. She is so cute. All right, and she is wearing this really cute Two Piggies Preemie outfit by Carter's. I'm going to be changing her into this outfit by Moon and Back. I don't even remember where I got this, probably Amazon. And it's so cute. It's pink with kind of gray trim. There's a mama bunny and 2 baby bunnies. Is that not so sweet? So let me change her and answer more questions. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Oops. All right, so my next question is, what size baby doll do you prefer? Great question. I generally like newborn size, but I also really like preemies as well. And I like newborn, preemie, and 0 to 3 months, all for different reasons. But there's something about preemies, just the way that you can hold them and they curl up so nicely in your arms, that I just really love and enjoy. So this baby is just precious. The main drawback with preemies though is the clothing. There's just not a lot of clothing options and they're very expensive. So that's kind of my one thing that I don't love about having preemies. But other than that, I really do love the size and I think they're adorable. Great question. Okay, next question. I love your channel. I'm so glad I found it. You are one of the first I found, and I've learned so much about reborns and dolls from you, so thank you. Oh, you're welcome. My question is, how many reborns have you made, and how many do you have? Much love. Ooh, great question. I don't have my spreadsheet in front of me, but I think I've made about 30 dolls at this point. Is that right? 25 or 30 dolls, maybe. I think that's probably about right. It might be a little less than that, but, and then in terms of how many that I have currently in my collection, okay, let's see. We've got Emily, Angelica, Clara, Kai, Maisie, Ada, let's see, Ada, that makes 6, Zoe makes 7, Vera makes 8, and then I have Natalie, who is my Lotus Sculpt. That makes 9, and she is off. Melissa George, by the way, did email me back, and she does have Natalie safe and sound. Thank goodness. So she is going to work on her hair for me. I don't know how long it'll take, but at least there's communication, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, so that's Natalie. So you guys haven't seen her in a while because she's been gone for about a year. And then, and is that it for reborns? I'm expecting a reborn Mei Lin by Julia Homa, and she has her hair and is looking adorable, and Julia's just waiting to get the right size body for her. So that'll make 10 reborns. Wow, it feels like a lot. Okay, so that's the reborns, and then the silicones, I've got my quadruplets. I've got Enlai and Baby Lynn. I've got Evelyn, who's my Emerson, and I have Maggie. And I have Mia, who's my Ella by Jenny Lee. And that's 9 silicones. And I am expecting another silicone baby, who is my partial silicone. She is the Chi by Bonnie Sieben. And then I'm also expecting baby Ethan, portrait baby. So look how cute she looks, you guys. So cute. So I guess I will have 11 silicones. Man, that sounds crazy to have so many. But just keep in mind that my older Sculpt silicones, my Isla Aria, Melina, and Olivia, they do not cost as much as the newer silicones that are coming out. So really the price of the 4 of them together is sometimes like the price of one silicone baby. So, but anyway, but I do have some others that are really expensive. So I don't even want to add up how much I spent. It's so scary. All right. Great question. And okay, next one. How does your husband feel about your hobby? Has he always supported you? And yes, I've already answered that one. I'll skip the ones that are just repeats. If you weren't collecting reborns, what would you be collecting? Ooh, good question. If I weren't collecting reborns, I would, I've been, I still really enjoy like just Disney stuff. So like here is Shelly Mae, the Disney bear. And, she has, there's also Duffy, the Disney bear. And these are from Tokyo. I bought them both from eBay. So I was collecting these and their outfits. So I really like that. I would probably be collecting American Girl because I love dolls and I just like having dolls in my life, regardless of whether they're the realistic kind or not. So good question. Okay. Okay, so next question. Have you ever thought of starting reborn tutorial classes or courses or a simple handbook with a list of startup items and painting instructions? Okay, so I have not thought of doing any of that. There are two resources that I highly recommend. One of them is Melissa George's Patreon page. She has a Patreon membership. I think the cost is either $5 or $9 a month, depending on the level of support you want or level of access to the materials. And I hear that they're really, really excellent. I was actually subscribed for a while, but then I realized I was too busy and I wasn't watching any of the videos because I just didn't have the time. So I discontinued my subscription, but I will probably try to continue it again in the future. I know that Stephanie from In Love with Reborns 2011 also has tutorials. And I think those are offered as well through her Patreon. And then the other source I would also recommend is a couple other sources. Reborningpaints.com. It is, Cher Simnet and Tanya Trappel. They taught the first Rose Doll Show class I took a couple years ago for air dry painting. And so they sell air dry paints and they also sell tutorials. So you could purchase the tutorial and buy the corresponding paint colors to get started. And then finally, last but not least, the Reborn A to Z course by Shaylin Maxwell. I know she's gotten some flack about the way that she advertised her course and things like that. However, the course is really, really excellent. It costs about the same, maybe a little bit more than what you would pay for an actual class at the doll show. However, it's completely online. There are video modules. She includes a list of all the materials that you need to buy, and I want to say the course is $5.95 if I'm not mistaken. And the videos go step by step on how to paint a reborn. I think they're really, really excellent videos, and that was how I initially first learned. I did that plus the Rose Doll Show air dry paint class. So great question, Leslie. Okay, next one. Hello, if money was no limit, which baby would you purchase? Oh yeah, I know. I would buy Lulu by Joanna K. I just couldn't believe that was the baby that sold for $25,000. She was so gorgeous. I just love, love, love that baby. She's just beautiful. So that's what I would purchase. Okay, next one. Okay, I already answered that. Okay, next one. My question is, did you ever think the reborn community would be this popular? And what is the biggest difference or change in reborn since you started? What would you like to improve on? Okay, that's a lot of questions. Okay, so did I ever think the reborn community would be this popular? I'm not surprised by that, honestly. I feel like this is such an amazing hobby. I feel like a lot of people just don't know about it. So the fact that it is popular doesn't surprise me because I think it should be popular. It's an amazing, amazing hobby. What's the biggest difference or change in reborn since you started? I mean, I guess I feel like the techniques, just get better and better. And I think that all the advances in silicone seem to be the hugest difference. Like, I think back when I was first starting, when I first started collecting reborns, silicones, it was really more of the one-of-a-kind babies. And you guys should ask Kelly Girl this question because she will be able to comment on it much better than me. But I know they had more of the clay one-of-a-kind babies at the beginning. And then silicones first started coming out. And I remembered Romy Stridham silicone babies were really popular in kind of that 2010, 2011 sort of time frame, even before that. And that was when, yeah. And so I think just the advances in silicones, how it's kind of morphed to this super soft that poured all in one piece. It used to be all ball jointed necks, and today you rarely see that anymore. Um, and also there were a lot more cloth body babies, so now it's not as common to see cloth body babies. It's a lot more full body babies. So, and then what would I like to improve on? I would like to learn how to root, but I don't think I will ever offer that with my customs, just because it's just too time consuming. And just trying to be realistic on what I can, what I'll be able to commit to. I might want to learn, I am interested in learning how to root, just more for maybe babies I'd want to keep in my personal collection. So, but great question. Okay, next question. Do you like eyes open or closed for your personal collection? I generally like open-eyed babies. I've been very, yeah, I think when you look at the babies that I have, my only closed-eyed babies are Clara and Mia. I'm trying to, and of course my Melina. So those are my three, and then Zoe. Zoe and Vera, I guess those are both closed eyes as well. So about a quarter of them are closed eyes and the rest are open-eyed. I am soon going to be adopting my first reborn. Any advice where to start, what to look for, scammers? I have actually done a video on this topic before, about, kind of looking for your first reborn, but yeah, I think I answered this question on my last Q&A video, but yeah, I would just do your research, watch YouTube videos, join Facebook groups, join Doll Fan, and just research before you get going. And I think that when you're first starting, just look for a baby that just really grabs your heart. And that's going to be very subjective for different people. But yeah, be very careful about scammers. And, unless it's somebody who's really well known in the community, just, yeah, I don't know, you just have to be so careful. There's so many scams happening these days. How long have you been painting reborns? What paints do you use, air dry or heat set? Yes, I have now been painting about 2 years, and I use air dry paints. What is your favorite food? I love that. It's kind of a non-baby related question. My favorite food is, I love all kinds of food, but my favorite is this dish at Roy's restaurant called the Misoyaki Butterfish. It is so good, you guys. And we eat at Roy's only for special occasions. I always order that dish. That is my favorite. It's this like very white, soft, buttery fish, and it tastes amazing. Do you think your daughter will follow in your shoes by collecting dolls and doing YouTube? I don't know if she loves dolls as much as I do, but she loves YouTube. And so I could totally see her having her own channel. She's such a ham, very outgoing, and she loves even just making pretend YouTube videos on her own. So yeah, I could definitely see that in her future. What will you do if you had more than 20 reborn baby dolls, and where will you store them at? I am about to have more than 20 reborn dolls, and so the way I store them is my reborns I have a few in a bassinet that's displayed. I have a few kind of sitting in a row, kind of next to each other, and then I have, and my reborns are all out, so, and then my silicones, I kind of keep them in bassinet bags or in, kind of different fabric boxes, just in my closet. So that's kind of what I do there. Okay, what's your favorite Paradise Galleries doll? My favorite is Baby May. I think she is so cute. She is the Asian Paradise Galleries baby. I just think she's adorable. Okay, which baby should you start collecting first, a reborn or a silicone? I recommend starting with a reborn. I really do. And, you should just see, first of all, they're a lot more readily available. And secondly, it's just a lot less expensive. So if you're first starting off in the hobby, I would definitely recommend a reborn first. Next one. My question, what is your favorite reborn toddler kit? I think I would say the Liam. I think that kit is so cute. If I were to have a reborn toddler, that would be the one I would want. Specifically the blonde-haired one by Julia Homa that she did a while ago. Okay, if you could have your dream baby in silicone or reborn, how much do you think is enough to spend on one to get your dream baby? what would be your cutoff limit money-wise? I think for a silicone baby, you can get a really nice one in the 5 to 10,000 range. I feel like 10,000 would be just my absolute cutoff. I just can't see myself going above that. But I guess, if I were in a different financial situation, financially independent and all of that good stuff in the future, I wouldn't say never. But yeah, I think to get like a really nice quality silicone, you're going to spend in the 5 to 10 range. And some of them are going above that, but I think that's a pretty good range to get really your dream baby. For reborns, I think if you budget 2,000, you can get like your dream reborn. Like I feel like there are a few that will go above that to like 3,000 or 5,000, but I feel like those are more rare. So great question. Next question. I love your videos. Would you recommend a Paradise Galleries doll for someone just getting started in the reborn community? Yeah, I would. I really would. I think they're great. I think they're a great alternative to reborns, and they have and they're also really good because you don't have to worry about them. They're manufactured, so they're a little bit more durable too. So it's a good way to get started in the hobby. How long have you been a doll collector? Long time. I've collected dolls since I was a child. So I would say since high school, but I kind of collected off and on. So I went through probably a decade period, probably between like all throughout college, plus until I was in my late 20s when I didn't collect, and then I discovered it again in my late 20s. All right, let's see here. My question is, on the reborning classes at the Rose Doll Show, is there one you would love to sign up for? They look amazing. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the classes. Yes, I am planning to sign up for, I'm going to do the photography one by Jen Len, and I'm also going to do the beginning rooting class. So I'm really excited about both of those. I would recommend, if you are new to the hobby, that you do one of the beginner classes or Stephanie's advanced class, which really is also just fine for beginners. So because it's amazing if you're just starting to paint for the first time, and just getting a chance to paint your very first baby is an awesome experience. So that would be my recommendation. Okay, which baby's your absolute favorite and why? What drew you to purchase that baby? Very easy. That one's baby Lynn, my silicone baby. She's a portrait of me. I had her commissioned as a portrait really in honor of my mom's 70th birthday, but my mom ended up, she's a little too realistic for my mom, so I've adopted her, and she is like my absolute favorite. Okay, next question. I'd like to know more about you. How long have you been married? Where'd you grow up? And so on. I grew up in San Francisco Bay Area, and I have been married for 12 years. No, is that right? Is it 12 years or 13 years? I think it's 13 years. You guys, is it terrible? It's 13 years. Oh, no, it's 12 years. It's 12 years. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I forgot that. Okay, so sometimes I get confused with how long I've been working at my company. So, all right. How long have you been in YouTube with the Reborn community? 2 years. So, how many dolls does Audrey have in her collection? How many did she paint? Did you paint? I answered the one about how many I painted. And Audrey probably has like a good 20 dolls when you consider all the Paradise Galleries and Ashton Drake babies. She might have more than that, but great question. Okay. So let's see here. Do you have any family members that also share the same love for reborns? No, I do not. So sad. Okay, next question. If you were at a family gathering and heard a few relatives giggle and whisper about your hobby, would you disregard their ignorance or create an opportunity to say a few remarks about the positive impacts our hobby can do for others? I would definitely do the latter. I am not shy about talking about our hobby at all. And, I think sometimes it's just, I would definitely do the latter. I would try to educate them about the hobby and why I think it's so cool. Okay, let's see here. Okay, trying to see what other ones. Any insight into avoiding scam sites? Oh gosh, it's so tough. You know, I would just make sure that I don't think there are any like specific websites that I can think of that are scams. It's more individuals that will scam you. So you need to just really make sure you see a lot of clear pictures. Ask for a safety picture, which is basically like if I were to do a safety photo with Ada, I would put a piece of paper with like my name and the date, um, or like my Facebook name or whatever and the date, just so they knew that this doll was in my possession. Because that's a common thing. People will take photos from somebody else and then pretend they have the doll and that they're trying to sell the doll. Then they just collect the money and run. So you just have to be so careful. Would you take your reborn out shopping with you? You know, I've done it once, with Audrey, but it's not really something I've done a lot of. And we have also taken reborns a couple times to Disneyland, so that was pretty fun. Okay, how easy is it looking after silicone babies? I think it's generally pretty easy. You do have to be a little bit careful about just powdering them when they get shiny, giving them a bath if they get dirty, which I don't really do very often at all, and just keeping an eye on them closely for rips and tears and things like that. But other than that, just handle them gently. I always wash my hands before I handle my babies. How difficult is it to add weight to a reborn doll? It's not difficult, but you should watch a tutorial video on how to weight your babies in general, and then adding the weight is just easy. So, when you buy dolls, do you ever not buy a doll because it's from a lesser known sculptor? I don't. If I like the sculpt, I would totally buy it. And especially for vinyl reborns, right? It's more about, and maybe the question is more about if it's a lesser known artist. I would just make sure that I would do my homework to make sure that that artist is not that person is not a scammer. But otherwise, yeah, I would not have any hesitation in doing that. Um, would you do a time lapse vid of one of your painting baby projects? I do not know how to do that. I am so sorry. I am actually technology kind of challenged. I don't really edit much with my videos too, if you've noticed that. Okay, question. Is there a maximum number of babies you have set for your collection? No, I have not. Should I? Probably. I just kind of try to sell a few if I feel like I'm just running out of space and don't know where to put them. Okay, let's see here. Do you have a favorite reborn doll? I think it would be either my Tink or Clara. I think probably Clara is still my favorite, but I love this baby. This baby is just the sweetest. Is there an artist that you would like to buy from or already have? You know, I am very curious about Claire Taylor dolls because I've only had my Noah from her, but I'd love to one day have one of her full body silicones. One of the newer ones with, I don't care about drinking wet, but like I kind of want to see that whole thing with like how the back wrinkles. I think that's pretty amazing. None of my babies do that. So next question, do you do rooting on reborn babies? No, I do not. I do not know how to, but I am going to take a class. Again, I won't offer that on my custom orders because given how much time it takes, I feel like I have to charge a lot to make it worth it. And I don't think my work can command those prices yet. So with your babies, do you develop a characteristic of each one? Like, is one cheeky or shy? Yes. A little bit, a little bit. I think I don't really think too much about personalities, but yeah, like my Kai, who's my smiling boy. He seems a little bit cheeky. This one seems just like really sweet and kind of, yeah. I guess I do kind of have like personas for them. Okay. Oh gosh, the list of questions just goes on forever. I think I'm gonna need to stop this video because I feel like I need more water again. So thank you guys so much for watching. And man, this is like the Q&A thing is turning out to be a bit of a marathon. So I might need to just, I don't even know how I will finish going through all of these questions, but I will try to just continue this. And so hopefully you guys don't mind the Q&As. Maybe I'll just take a break and do these again in the future. But So I got partway through the list. I'm so sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I will try to do more Q&A questions again soon because I do think it was a lot of fun. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an awesome day and talk to you later. Bye.